Hello, welcome to another review for March Martial Arts Madness Month for 2023. We're only going to do one more review after this, right? And it's going to be Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter. So yeah, last night I saw The Age of Blood, which is 2017 historical action drama film, right? Directed by Kim Hong-sun, starring Jung-Hae-in as Kim Ho, Soo-Ah as Yu Seo-young, Hong Seong-jin as Yun Ju-sik, Jae-Yoon as Do-man Cho, Ryu Tae-jun as King Young-jo, right? So I pretty much the only reason I picked this movie because it was the only Korean movie that was under 2 hours of the historical drama films I was looking up on Tubi, right? Which, oh my God, Tubi, what was the deal with the subtitles? The subtitles, one, they had like credits for the subtitles, so that makes me think this was like, the only time you ever see credits on subtitles for movies or TV shows when they're fan translations. So it's like this was like this movie was they took like a fan translation, right? I've only ever seen them do that on Tubi when it was for the Mega Monster battle, that Ultraman spin-off, right? Which they only had like season 2 up. They didn't have season 1. What the hell, right? Which, thank God, season 1 was on YouTube, right? So yeah, the subtitles were horrendous in this movie, where sometimes it was difficult to tell who was saying what, right? So that was already annoying. So yeah, I should get into the story. So the story, which the synopsis for the movie is very misleading, right? So I'm going to ignore the synopsis and just give you my little take. The movie is basically Assault on Precinct 13, but in like a Korean historical drama setting, which the movie also like tries very hard to be the Raid, right? Especially during the fights at the prison scene, right? Which, yeah, for the people who don't know, the movie is about a young swordsman who lost his job, which was like he was like a member of the King's Royal Guard or something. Like, he had an assignment where him and like a bunch of guys were supposed to secure a road that the king was traveling on, only for them to get ambushed by rebels that were dressed as peasants, right? And they didn't even lose that battle, but he still lost his job, which you don't even see the end of that battle till like halfway through the movie, which the movie's like an hour and 46 minutes. So it's, most of these movies are like 2 hours, right? And by the way, there was like a really shitty the opening for the movie was like, you could tell this movie didn't have like a big budget. It had maybe a mid-budget. I have no idea, right? But like, yeah, the movie starts off where you have like motion comic, like webtoon animation, where they give you the backstory of the movie, where like where a rebel leader lost a battle and gets captured, right? And it's done in very, like I said, very shitty webtoon art, right? Oh my God, it was so bad, right? And I think the character's name was Yoon Lee In-ja, was played by Jae-Hoon Kim, who I guess raised an army. against the king, the current king, because the current king is a bastard who stole the throne from his legitimate brother, right? So yeah, what happens is that the main character, Kim Ho, loses his job and is living with his, I guess, uncle, which apparently it's hard to, it's not exactly clear what the relationship he has with the older man and the younger girl he lives with, the young girl that he lives with, right? And what happens is that he is living, he's basically poor and jobless, but he gets a appointment from this not minister, it's like some girl who works for the palace, gets him a job at the prison where the rebel leader Lee In-jae is residing, right? And what happens while he's working there, which apparently the older man he lives with also works there, which one of the people in charge is his actual uncle, who, well, it could be another uncle, we don't know, who helped him get the job because, you know, as a favor for his dead brother, right? So it's like you can tell the main character is somewhat of a disappointment, right, in the family. So what happens? A bunch of Wuxia style goons and a shitload of henchmen show up to the prison and kill everybody, and that's where the movie kind of has the raid feel, and even some of the action scenes you can tell were inspired by the raid. So what happens? Which some of the henchmen are like two badass archers. Sorry, the main guy's henchmen are two badass archers. One bald guy, tall bald guy with a spear. You have another guy with a club, right? With a big mace-looking club, spiked mace. And you have an older guy who's played by Jae-Yoon, who's like almost 50, who has like a katana-like sword, right? And yeah, and the main guy they go to the rescue is also, you know, a swordsman. So you have like they also, I forgot to mention that they have this thing where they do like the 24 thing, where every once in a while they'll say, oh, now it's like this time of night. So I guess the whole movie is supposed to take place in one night, right? But yeah, what happens? Our main character, who's only armed with a like a short billy club, right, has to fight all the henchmen, right, and go after the Lee In-jae, the rebel leader character, because, you know, because he killed his uncle, right, or the older guy he lived with, right, so, and he wants revenge. And the Lee In-jae character, the rebel leader, is working with the Queen Dowager to kill the current king, right? And there's a coup d'etat at the palace, right? So our main character has to go stop the bad guy, right? So now I'm going to go in my likes and dislikes. I'm just gonna give you the rating right now. It's a 5 out of 10. So I'm gonna go into spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, it's a 5 out of 10. It's not, other than the shitty digital blood splatter effects and the obviously lower budget of the film, right? The movie's not that bad, okay? But I have some major other problems with the movie that I can't talk about without spoiling. So it's a 5 out of 10. It's on Tubi, okay? Okay, so I'll just go in my likes. Aesthetic, there was some cool shots. The look of the villains did look cool, and the action choreography of the movie was actually good, right? They very much, you know, they were going for the raid feel, and they did raid feel, and I did like there was some strategic fighting, right, with the one-on-one fights that the main character fights with. So now I'm gonna go with my dislikes. So so our character throughout the film will attain battle damage, and you know you and it would seem like the battle damage would disappear by the time the next scene would happen, right? And there are points in the movie where our character clearly probably had died 2 or 3 times during the film, only for him to get back up and is no longer hurt, right? So it's like, what the fuck? Is this guy an immortal? We don't know. They don't explain it. Literally, like, you see him get stabbed in the heart by the spear, only for it's like, oh yeah, he wasn't stabbed through the heart all the way. He didn't. He had like something under his clothes that stopped the spear from going in all the way. Okay, you would still be fucking hurt. Okay, and then and there's points in the movie like where like the second to last sword fight with Doom and Cho, he gets slashed several times and probably should be dead, but doesn't die, right? But at that point, he does still act like he's hurt, but it's more like it's more like he's just exhausted at that point, right? So that was lame. Like I said, there was shit like in the movie where I was like, okay, he should be fucking dead, and where's his battle damage? He's not even bleed. Like later on in the movie, he's not even bleeding, even though he should have like a shitload of cuts. But that's the problem with the movie, is that they'll show somebody get cut, and then you have the digital splatter effect, right? And it makes it so it like looks like a shitload of blood. The guy lost a shitload of blood only for him not to be hurt. Because there's a scene where the main character fights the spear guy and the club guy, which he fights those two guys like 3 times in the movie. And for the final fight, when he's finally armed himself with his sword, right? It looks like he stabs the dude in the back of the neck, and you think, oh, that guy's dead, right? Only for him to be that guy not to actually be dead. So it's like, okay, I guess he didn't give him a killing blow, but because of whoever was doing the digital splatter effects, just showed it like it was a shitload of blood. So that was fucking retarded. And also the movie tries to like this movie should have just had stayed as like a mindless action movie. The movie tries to be deep near the end, right? So like the last 2 villains of the movie, our main character doesn't kill, right? The coup d'etat people were like, after seeing one guy kill most of the rebel leader's top henchmen, decides, oh yeah, we'll switch back sides, including the Queen Dowager. so it's like literally like they shoot the one dude in the back with arrows as he's about to deliver the killing blow to our main character, and then at the end, the last guy, who's the rebel leader, he gets killed he gets sneak attacked by the king while our main character was fighting him, right? So it's like, yeah. So it's like the movie's like has like a series of 1-on-1, 2-on-1 fights, right? Only for the two last guys who you want to see our main character fight, only to get killed by like the other people, by other characters who we could care less about. So yeah, I thought that shit was fucking dumb. The movie, it's the thing where the movie is almost good. It's the thing where the movie has a lot of problems, right? But it has enough good shit that keeps it from being bad, right? So that hence why the 5 out of 10. Yeah. So we were gonna do, because we had a rotation, we were gonna do a samurai film review, but because like I'm gonna be busy the next couple weeks. I'm gonna start working like 6 days a week, so, so I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be busy like the next couple weeks. I'm just gonna say fuck it, and we're just gonna do the final review next, next, right? So look forward to that. Peace. It's gonna be Jean-Claude Van Damme Street Fighter. So look forward to that. Peace.